Okay, good morning students. Today we will start the discussing second unit, that is the continuous time Fourier transform. In the last unit we have seen what is a signals and what is a system, and after that we have discussed what are the different types of systems and classifications of signals, classifications of systems, and after that we have seen different types of Fourier series, like what is a Fourier series, what are the different types of Fourier series, like trigonometric Fourier series, exponential Fourier series, and after that we have seen what is orthogonality, and after that finally we have discussed mean square error, means error calculation in the signals, in the approximation of signals. Now in the second unit, so the second unit is a very simple unit, and in this unit we are going to discuss what is a continuous time Fourier transform and what is the meaning of that and how it is useful for us, and we are going to see the properties of the continuous time Fourier transform, and also a very important theorem, that is a sampling theorem, we are going to discuss in this unit. Okay, and it is a very simple unit, only two topics are there, Fourier transform and sampling theorem. Okay, out of these two topics you will get a minimum 12 to 14 marks. Okay, that is about the second unit. So title is continuous time Fourier transform. Okay, now we are going to see, first of all we will see what is a Fourier transform. Okay, Fourier transform is a mathematical tool which is used to convert a continuous time signal into frequency domain. Okay, time domain signal x of t into frequency domain. Okay, that's what Fourier transform. Fourier transform is a mathematical tool which is used to convert a time domain signal x of t into a frequency domain spectrum, that is x of omega or x of f. Okay, now we will define that. Definition of Fourier transform. Okay, Fourier transform means continuous time Fourier transform. That's what you have to understand. Okay, CTFT means continuous time Fourier transform. But so in the second unit, we always, even Fourier transform means you have to understand that it is a continuous time Fourier transform. Okay, now, so what is the Fourier transform? What is the purpose of this? So the definition is, suppose I have a x of t. I want to convert this x of t into frequency domain x of omega. This is a frequency domain spectrum. Okay, spectrum or signal of the in the frequency domain. This is a continuous time and time domain signal. Okay, it is a frequency domain signal. It is called spectrum. Okay, this is a signal. This is a signal, and this is spectrum. Signal and spectrum. Now, so that's what Fourier transform is, a mathematical tool which is used to convert a continuous time signal or time signal into frequency domain signal, a time domain signal into frequency domain signal. Now that x of omega, how to calculate x of omega? So x of omega is equal to integral minus infinity to plus infinity x of t e power minus j omega t dt. Okay, so this is a formula to calculate the continuous time Fourier transform of any given signal. So this x of t is any given signal, any signal, it can be any signal, right? So maybe some triangular pulse or some other sinusoidal function, any signal. X of t is a time domain signal, and x of omega is a frequency domain signal. It is called spectrum. Okay, spectrum of this x of t. Now to find out that x of omega, so the formula is integral minus infinity to infinity x of t e power minus j omega t dt. Okay, what is the purpose of converting a continuous time domain signal to frequency domain signal? In the time domain, what we can understand is we can find out the amplitude of the signal with respect to the time axis. But so we cannot modify the amplitude of the signal at a particular frequency, and also we will not have any control over the amplitude phase of the signal at a particular frequency. So that is why, so if you want to control the amplitude and phase at a particular frequency, we need the spectrum. We need the frequency domain signal, that is called spectrum. So therefore, in the frequency domain only we can analyze many of the parameters of a signal. Okay, that is why what we have to do is we have to convert a given continuous time signal into frequency domain signal. Okay, that is called x of omega. So that x of omega is integral minus infinity to infinity x of t power minus j omega t. Okay, so this is the definition of the Fourier transform. Sometimes you get in examination define what is the Fourier transform. Fourier transform is a mathematical tool which is used to convert time domain signal into the frequency domain spectrum. So therefore x of omega is equal to, so integral minus infinity to infinity x t e power minus j omega t dt. Okay, now so what is this x of t? X of t is the given signal, and this e power minus j omega t is a, we have to multiply the given signal with e power minus j omega t in order to get the spectrum. Okay, now what to do is, suppose this is what is called Fourier transform. Okay, Fourier transform of x of t. Fourier transform of x of t. Now suppose if you have a x of omega, spectrum is given. Assume that we know the spectrum. How to get the time domain function? That is by using the inverse Fourier transform. Okay, that is inverse Fourier transform. Okay, inverse Fourier transform. Okay, what is the inverse Fourier transform? Inverse Fourier transform means we have to get x of t if we are given x of omega. So integral minus infinity to plus infinity x of omega e power j omega t d omega. Okay, so this is the inverse Fourier transform. Okay, inverse Fourier transform. So these two are the definitions, very important definitions. So xt given, calculating x omega is the Fourier transform of x of t. Suppose if x of omega is given, suppose if you know this x of omega, we can calculate x of t by using the inverse Fourier transform. Okay, how to find out means x of t is equal to 1 by 2 pi integral minus infinity to infinity x of omega e power j omega t d omega. Minus sign is not there. Here minus sign is there. Here there is no minus sign. In the place of dt we write d omega. Okay, so now these two formulas only plays a role in the second unit. If you know the xt, if you want to calculate x omega, simply you write down this formula, and if you know x omega, and to find out a time domain function, that is xt, you have to use this formula. Okay, now with this, just now I am repeating. So Fourier transform is a mathematical tool which is used to convert time domain signal into the frequency domain signal. Okay, xt into x omega. Now we have two things here. If you want to convert xt to x omega, we will use x of omega formula, and if you want to convert xt to means x omega to xt, we will use the second formula. Okay, using these two formulas, we are going to see some problems. Okay, the major second unit is only so how to find out the Fourier transform, how to find out the inverse Fourier transform, what are the properties of the Fourier transform, and also we will discuss the sampling theorem finally. Okay, now we will take up one simple problem, how to calculate the Fourier transform of a given function. Very important, these functions you will get for 5 to 5 marks or 10 marks problems. So that is why you have to concentrate more on this, right? So the problem looks like this. Find the Fourier transform. I write short form FT. Fourier transform of a signal. FT means Fourier transform of a signal. Xt is equal to e power minus at ut. E power minus at ut. Okay, what is this? This is a decaying exponential. We say that it is a decaying exponential because minus sign is there. It is a decaying exponential, and that exponential also starts at 0. So therefore the signal looks like this. The signal, if you plot the signal, it looks like this. Okay, what is e power 0? E power 0 is 1. At t is equal to 0, it is e power 0, right? At e power 0, it is signal amplitude is 1. At t is equal to 1, so based on this value, what happens? Slowly the signal decays like this. Okay, now this is what is e power minus 80 into ut. Ut, we know that ut is a unit step signal which is equal to 1 for t greater than 0 and 0 for t less than 0. Okay, so therefore this is called a decaying exponential and it is e power minus 80 ut and this signal is xt. This signal is xt. This signal is xt. Now we want to calculate the Fourier transform of this signal. Want to calculate the Fourier transform of this signal. Now how to do that? So now just we use the simple formula solution for that. So that formula whatever we have seen just now. So that formula is x of omega is equal to integral minus infinity to plus infinity xt e power minus j omega t dt. Okay, this is the formula to calculate the Fourier transform of a given signal, any given signal. Now what is x of t? X of t is e power minus 80 ut. So therefore I will write x of in the place of x of t badu. So I write that. So integral minus infinity to plus infinity, in the place of xt you write down e power minus 80 ut. Okay, and what is the other term? E power minus j omega t dt. E power minus j omega t dt. Okay, now what is ut? We know that ut is a unit step signal and it is equal to 0 and it is equal to 1 for t greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. Okay, it looks like this one. Okay, t up to 1, so this is ut. This is ut. Okay, it looks like this. It looks like this. Now what happens is when you multiply any function. So here what is the function e power minus 80? The e power minus 80 is multiplied by ut. Okay, ut is equal to 1 for t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. Okay, now what happens is, see, when any function is multiplied by ut, only those values after multiplication, those values existed for right side only. ఎందుకంటే ut value 1 కదా t greater than or equal to 0. 0 for t less than 0 అంటే left hand side మొత్తం 0 అయిపోతుంది. Only the values exist for t greater than 0. And now what happens is, instead of u of t, you can take it from 0 to infinity. Instead of lower limit, you can change to 0. Upper limit you keep as it is. Now e power minus 80 into e power minus j omega t dt. Now, so you need not to write u of t. U of t is 1 for t greater than 0 and 0 for t less than 0. Now you can do this. So integral minus infinity to infinity. So e power. So if you take a t common here, t common, a plus j omega into t dt. Okay, e power minus a plus j omega into t. Okay, and after this, now you have to do the integration. E power minus 80. So this entire function you take the e power minus 80. If you do the integration, what you will get? E power minus of a plus j omega into t divided by minus a plus j omega. 0 to infinity. 0 to infinity. Now if you substitute t is equal to infinity, what happens? If you substitute t is equal to infinity, so e power minus infinity becomes 0. Okay, e power minus infinity becomes 0. 0 by anything is 0, right? 0 divided by minus of a plus j omega. Next, to substitute the lower limit is 0. So t, in the place of t, if you substitute 0, e power 0, so this minus, so e power 0 means 1. Okay, if you substitute t is equal to 0, you will get 1. 1 by minus of a plus j omega. Now what happens? 0 by anything is 0, so this minus sign and minus sign will get cancelled, so therefore it is 1 by a plus j omega. Okay, 1 by a plus j omega. So for the Fourier transform of e power minus at ut is 1 by a plus j omega. Okay, the Fourier transform of e power minus at ut is 1 by a plus j omega, and that can be written as e power minus at ut and 1 by a plus j omega. These two are Fourier transform. It is a Fourier transform pair. Okay, the Fourier transform of e power minus at ut is 1 by a plus j omega. This is a very important problem. Many times it is given for 5 marks in the examinations. Okay, so therefore this is a procedure how to find out the Fourier transform. Now we are going to check the what is the magnitude of this, what is the phase angle of that. We are going to see now. Okay, I hope you understand this. Next we proceed to find out the magnitude spectrum of this 1 by a plus j omega, and also phase spectrum of 1 by a plus j omega. So here magnitude spectrum means representing the amplitude of this 1 by a plus j omega at different frequencies. Phase angle means representing the phase angle at different frequencies. Okay, now we are going to see what is the Fourier transform. We got x of omega is equal to 1 by a plus j omega. Okay, so this is the spectrum we got for the given signal e power minus at ut. Now what happens is magnitude spectrum. Okay, magnitude spectrum of x of omega. Okay, that is calculated as mod x of omega, and this mod x of omega is equal to what happens? What is the magnitude? How to calculate the magnitude? Suppose if x is equal to a plus jb, itla complex number unte mod x magnitude mod x is equal to under root a square plus b square, and angle of x is equal to tan inverse imaginary part by real part. This is the magnitude and phase angle. To calculate the magnitude and phase angle, these are the formulas. So mod x of omega. Now mod x of omega is equal to under root. You see in the numerator, what are the things you have? Only real part is there. One is there. 1 by a plus j omega. In the numerator only real part. So therefore under root 1 square plus 0 square means 1 only you will get. I will write it first time. So therefore 1 square, imaginary part is 0 square. Numerator. In the denominator what we will have? Under root a square plus real part is a, so a square, imaginary part is omega square. So therefore 1 divided by under root a square plus omega square. Okay, so this is the magnitude spectrum. This is the magnitude spectrum of this x of omega. In the same way, phase spectrum of x of omega, that is represented by angle of x of omega. Okay, angle of x of omega means tan inverse imaginary part by real part. What is the imaginary part? Imaginary part is 0 by real part is 1. Numerator lo imaginary part 0 kadani 1 plus j0 kuda rayachu. So therefore imaginary part by real part divided by, in the numerator denominator will have a tan inverse imaginary part b, real part is a. So therefore tan inverse 0 means 0. 0 divided by tan inverse b by a. ఈ యాంగిల్స్ డివైడ్ అయినప్పుడు సబ్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. if you can take it into the numerator, you can subtract it. 0 minus tan inverse b by a. Okay, so therefore minus tan inverse b by a. Not b exactly, it is, what is imaginary part here? Imaginary part is omega, real part is a, right? Imaginary part omega, not b. Okay, it is omega. Here also it is omega. Omega tan inverse minus tan inverse omega by a. So therefore this is angle of x of omega. Angle of x of omega. Now what to do is, so this is the phase spectrum, required phase spectrum, and this is the magnitude spectrum. Now we have to plot it. We have to plot this magnitude spectrum and phase spectrum. Okay, plotting is always done with omega. Plotting is always we perform with respect to omega. Okay, so therefore you take, because see, spectrum means always it is a frequency domain function. So therefore first we take the magnitude spectrum, mod x of omega. At omega, now what we have to do is, first మనం spectrum draw చేసేటప్పుడు ముందు axis draw చేసుకోవాలి. This is the axis. Now on the x axis we have a omega, on y axis we have the magnitude spectrum, magnitude mod x of omega. Now what to do is, this is at omega is equal to 0. Omega is 0. So omega 0, at omega 0, what happens to this? At omega is equal to 0, ఇదేమవుతుంది? You can take here, at omega is equal to 0, mod x of omega is equal to 1 by under root a square plus 0 square. So therefore what it becomes? 1 by under root a square, it is 1 by a. So therefore at omega is equal to 0, what is the value of mod x of omega? It is 1 by a. 1 by a. So now at omega is equal to infinity, what happens? 1 by infinity square and 0 అయిపోతుంది కదా, 1 by infinity square. So therefore at omega is equal to infinity, it is 0. At omega is equal to minus infinity also, at omega is equal to, if you keep minus infinity here, minus infinity square, again it is infinity square, denominator లో infinity ఉంటే 0 అవుతుంది. Again at omega is equal to minus infinity అనుకుంటే, and so on. So minus infinity, then it looks like this. So this is called magnitude spectrum of that function. మనకి ఏదైతే ఫంక్షన్ ఇచ్చినారో ఇనిషియల్ గా xt is equal to e power minus at ut. Okay, so this is the spectrum, magnitude. This is called magnitude spectrum. Now we are going to see the phase spectrum. Okay, phase spectrum that I will write here. The phase spectrum of given x of omega. The phase spectrum of x of omega. So that angle of x of omega, that is generally we have to plot like this, not like this, because we will get both the angles. This is omega, angle of x of omega. Now at omega is equal to 0, what happens? At omega is equal to 0, what happens to this? Tan inverse 0. Okay, here it is 0. At omega is equal to plus infinity, what happens? Tan inverse infinity, pi by 2, and minus sign is there, minus pi by 2. So therefore you assume that this is the pi by 2 phase angle, and this is minus pi by 2. So therefore at omega is equal to 0, what happens? You will get a plus pi by 2, minus pi by 2. At omega is equal to 0, it is 0. At omega is equal to plus infinity, you will get a tan pi by 2, minus sign is there, means total angle is minus pi by 2. So therefore that minus pi by 2 is this point. At omega is equal to minus infinity, then what it becomes? Tan inverse minus infinity means then minus pi by 2, already minus sign is there. So then plus pi by 2. So therefore plus pi by 2 like this. Now if you combine this, like this, okay, so this is the phase spectrum of given function e power minus at ut. Okay, the important things are, so given function, given signal x of t and x of omega is a transform pair. For this x of t, what is the given x of t? E power minus at ut. For this, what is the Fourier transform? 1 by a plus j omega. Now what is the mod x of omega? Mod x of omega is equal to 1 by under root a square plus omega square. And what is the angle of x of omega? Angle of x of omega is equal to minus tan inverse omega by a. Okay, this is the first one, second one, third one, and these two diagrams. So finally how to plot. So first you write down the transform pair, then magnitude spectrum, then phase spectrum, and plotting of the magnitude and phase spectrum. So with this you have to conclude. Okay, thank you. I will stop here. We will continue in the next class.